you've seen a steady improvement in your defensive line, just quarterback hits, quarterback knockdowns. Obviously, Quinn's a big part of that, but what have you seen that's kind of steadily improved in practices and translated to the field?
Right, it's a little bit of everything. It's obviously from the defensive line standpoint, they're playing better, getting to the quarterback more often, playing the run better too, which they're probably not getting enough credit for. But it's also a byproduct of the back end, just getting tighter. To me, the back end is what takes time sometimes to mature and really understand a defense at a high level. Starting to see glimpses of that. So I think some of the rush, some of the affecting the quarterback that you're seeing is a byproduct of the back end getting better.
What did it mean to get Benny back?
He's just such a tremendous energy giver. He just loves this game, has such a passion for it, and it just inevitably rubs off on everybody in the room on the defense. So just a huge piece of what we want to be, what we want to stand for, how we want to play. The style is just exactly that. You talk about effort, technique, violence, exactly as Coach Sala always alludes to. He lives that, he breathes that, he stands for all of that.
What do you see in Denver's offense, obviously, on paper has been struggling. What are you seeing going on there? And I'm assuming you expect to see Wilson on Sunday.
I think so, yeah. He's a guy he's found a way, throughout the years to play. You see tremendous skill, whether it's Judy, it's just the receiving corps, in my opinion, is one of the top receiving corps in the NFL. They've been that close to hitting on a lot of explosives. So it's just a matter of us playing, really tight on the back end, being assignment perfect, technique perfect, because they're a team that is, in my opinion, very close to exploding offensively.
It has been getting a lot of criticism out there. Is this one of those situations? I mean, obviously, you always want to get into a quick start, particularly on the road, but can there be an element to putting some doubt into the minds there since they have been struggling a little bit? I mean, can you kind of turn that into an advantage for yourself?
Yeah, I think you always look to do that from a defensive perspective, no matter who the opponent is, our will and put that on them and create doubt and create frustration and create all the things that good defenses do to offenses. So I think regardless of the opponent, that's always our intent.
Is there an element of your defense this year that has surprised you?
I've always had great belief in the guys that we have. I really have. And I know we've had our struggles and we haven't always played perfect football by any means. But also, I really believe that it was a young unit that was still learning the system, still learning each other. And I think you're starting to see a little bit of that start to come to life. But I always had great belief in what they could be.
John Franklin-Myers, just talk about what you've seen from him this year and how he's affected the defense.
Yeah, he's a guy that, a lot of the guys on the defensive line are getting a lot of attention right now. He probably deserves a lot more than what he's getting. He's a guy that's just so versatile. Last year, just because of our situation, he had to rush outside because of all the injuries that we had out there. Finally, we're getting an opportunity to play him more inside. I really believe that that's his superpower, his ability to rush on third down, reduced as a 3 technique or an interior tackle. So it just brings great versatility. He's a great pass rusher, and really on first, second down doesn't get enough credit as a really strong edge run defender. So he's bringing both those things to us.
Did you think, obviously you made Sauce a starter and everything, but did you think he would have this type of impact, this type of effect this early?
Like in the draft evaluation, obviously we thought very highly of him. Whenever you take a guy at 4 overall, you love the guy and you think he's going to be a very good player in this league. But with rookies, as we all know, you just never know what they're going to be, especially early on, especially at that position. And I think you got to be very careful at that position because there's a level of, I'm not necessarily saying him, but there's a level of fragility sometimes because they're out on this huge island and they're constantly on their own and it's hard. It's really hard. The life of a corner is not an easy one. So I think we had great belief in what he could be, but until you see it from a rookie, I think you're a little hesitant to say he can do it and stamp him. He's definitely proving from week to week that he was absolutely worthy of that 4th pick, and I think he's got a tremendous future. That's a fine, isn't it? What are we doing? Huh?
What do you? His demeanor certainly seems to us when we're around him is very chill. He obviously knows he can play, but he doesn't seem very cocky about it. He seems to kind of strike that proper balance there, where he has a little swag, but he doesn't throw it in people's face. How would you describe him?
That's on it right there. You know, he's a guy he's got great confidence in himself. He definitely has swagger. You know, being in this league for so long, player and coach, typically the young guys that have a lot of that attitude and swagger get on guys' nerves. You know, like you're a rookie, like just be seen and not heard, and just know your place. And he has this endearing quality to him that even though he is young and he is a rookie, his swag, his cockiness, it's endearing, you know, and I think guys, they love it and they gravitate towards it. And he has this rare ability as a rookie to affect others and bring others with him. So really unique personality in that way. And, you know, what you don't see, I think, sometimes from the casual observer is this, like, student of the game at the highest level. Like, he is, we're going through his notes the other day and how deliberate his notes and how just every stem, every alignment, every receiver, like his dedication to this game from a mental standpoint is, it's amazing. It is, especially for a rookie. And that's the reason he's going to be a special player in this league. The physical stuff, that's obvious. The mental stuff, the emotional stuff, that's the stuff that's really unique, especially for a young guy.
Did he let you try on his cheesehead?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know that happened until after the game. It doesn't surprise me, though, knowing him now.
A couple more?
It's tough to generate pressure consistently up the middle, as we've seen in the NFL. But for your defense specifically, and given that you guys only like to rush forward, what does that do? And how effective does that make your defense just overall when Quinnen's doing what he's doing right now?
Yeah, it's huge. And it's obviously Quinnen playing at just an out of this world space right now. And I know we've said game record, and I think sometimes that gets thrown around a little bit too much, but he embodies all of that. When you have the opportunity to rush for, especially on third down, and you don't have to bring a fifth or a sixth, you don't have to pressure, and you can devote the extra resources to the back end, it's huge, you know. And I really believe it's the reason that our third down defense the last couple of weeks is starting to become what we think it could become. Quinnen is obviously a huge part of that, but just the ability, just from a defensive line perspective, rushing for and covering in those windows, it's huge.
Mark? Just a question about Solomon Thomas. He's not, I mean, you know, you have so many guys in that defensive line rotation, as you mentioned to Antoine about JFM not getting a lot of. Can you tell me how he's playing right now, and how is he fit?
He's just this, like we talk about strain, we talk about effort and finish. He lives that life every day. Just what an example especially for our young guys that don't necessarily know what that's supposed to look like. And he embodies that and he demonstrates that daily. So he does everything well for us. You know, he's a good Swiss Army knife on third down as a rusher. You can move him up and down the line. And then on first and second down, he's a guy that just strains and scraps and fights and, you know, gets quarterback pressures and plays the run well. He just, we're lucky to have him. We are.
Jeff, with Quincy Williams to come back from that ankle sprain after 3 weeks and have 14 tackles, you played the position, you know what it's like to play the position hurt, to have that kind of production, because clearly a high ankle sprain isn't 100% after 3 weeks.
Oh, absolutely. He's tough, and he's demonstrating that now. And I think we've always kind of known it, but what a great opportunity to demonstrate it, and he's doing that. To have 14 tackles against that opponent, that fresh off an injury, it's a testament to the man that he is, and another guy we're really lucky to have.